Okay. Let's see. Uh, we can. All right. All right. So here's the interesting thing here. I said earlier that we cannot modify a string, right? So in array, we can use this syntax to modify the element inside the array. But here, as I say, string we cannot modify it. So using the same syntax, we cannot modify the word. In, for example, here, I want to change name here will be what's the name now? All right, call. I want to change the word x to something different. For example, a cow like cow like this, right?
Mhm.
We cannot. We cannot. No way. We need to. The only way we can do that is we create a new variable, or we create a new string with that value. Right. We cannot change this value to that. Here we go. There's a note here, a big note. It doesn't work. It just simply doesn't work. Let's see. Let's see how many way we can do. There's a couple ways. For example, I can another name, right? Let another name to be name. So for example, I want to replace the to change. Sorry, I want to change the second position or index one, or second position or index one to a. For example, then I can do this. Dot slide. We start from 0 to 1, and we plus or concat if you want to use it, or just using plus is faster. Not really run faster, but easier to for human to write to type or to write. Right. So we start from that, and then we replace the character that we want to replace. Put it here. For example, I want to change that to a. Okay, and then finally from 0 1 2, so we go to 0 1 2, so 2 to the end. So basically that another, right?
Yeah.
So this is one way. Is there another way? Assume that we don't know how many h inside the text. This is just like we learn the tool, and then we need to use the tool to do the job. Let's scroll up to see how many things.
Replace.
Well, no, don't use replace. We don't know how many. Say we don't know the word. We don't know the word yet. I just want to change
Okay.
the text at the second position to a. That's it. I don't want to change h. I don't want to change o or anything. I want to change the second letter. Right, second letter. So what we know is that we know the index. We know the position to change, right? Well, we only know. Let's see what we can use. We can use slides. I just use it here, right? We slide. We get the first part. We replace the middle one, and we concat, or we append, or we just kind of like merge them together, three parts together, to get a new string. That's one way. How about substring? What is the? I forgot. My memory is so bad. It's very similar. So same thing, very similar to slice. So I refer using slice. Substring. We have substring and then sub str. This one is very similar to slide. The difference is that the style and the end value less than 0 are treated in 0. Poo. Similar, we can just use slide. There's no other way we can do, right? We definitely cannot use replace. We don't know what characters to replace. Oh well, we can. Haha, actually we can. Let's see. So I have name. Okay, so I need to know the position. Sorry, I need to know the character. Oh, actually not. So for example, you can say let p for position will be equal to. There is phi as well, but we haven't checked that out yet. So what I wanted to do was I want to find the text at that character. So for example, we have name, and then I want to find the first character, so the second position here, and then finally, if I want to change that, I can replace the h with the character a here, but there's a kind of like a flaw in this logic, right? We don't know how many h. We don't know whether there's an h before the second position or not, right? If we replace h only, it may replace the first characters. If we replace everything, then it may replace if we change the other h character. So cannot use replace. Anything else that we can use? I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, no way, no other ways. Using split. Split is to convert or to split a string to array. So now array will be something like this. So for example, I have name. You already know name, right? So I can do name.split. You have an array of, wow. So by default, split a string will split with a space as the separator by default. So if I have a word like name equal to this my other name, so I can name the split. I will have an array of two elements. The first one will be a and h. The second one will be k, h, or a. Oops.
Okay.
In fact, it's not. My bad. So basically, split without any argument inside, it will just return an array with one element, and that element is the string itself. So sometimes this one is helpful, but we actually don't use it often. We use the syntax more like this. So I want to split the whole string here into an array, and each character will be an element here. So this is an element, right? You can split with space. We use this a lot to count the word, right? To count character,
Okay.
the word, to count character, to count the word. And sometimes you have a string like this, or a URL like this, for example. Right? For example here, and then you want to get kind of you want to get the parameters like this. These are treated as parameters, so we can do URL split with this. Then we have a bunch of stuff here, right? This is cool sometimes. Then we can do more with this. So basically, split here we use a lot as well. So slide and split. Character add. Character add is we don't use that often, but we use this one, split and slide. Yeah. All right. From this, you can also test yourself with this method, and believe me, they're very helpful. like no matter what you're beginner or you're senior or you have like 10 years or 20 years experience with JavaScript, you use all of these method every day. Not maybe not string today, but maybe tomorrow or the day after, I will use the method that can modify string. Sorry, not modify. That's associated with strings. Right, so that's for string. Let's move on to numbers. Number is very easy. It's very easy. So with numbers, we have decimal and integer, right? We have decimal and integer. We have something like this for big number, right? We have a kind of like exponent notation like this, meaning there will be 50 at the end, right? And then you divide it by like 100,000 here. Okay. So there's floats or decimal. You can call decimal in JavaScript or float. And then here is an integer. Integer is just 1, 2, 3, or -1, -2. Okay. Numbers are always 64-bit floating point. Well, you don't really need to know this. This is more like for low-level applications. Okay. There's a big issue in JavaScript here. Look at this. This is actually the equivalent of, I don't know, 15 digits. How you count it in English? Like million of billions, right? Million billions. Okay, so it's very interesting. Let's see. 2.1. 1.1. I don't know. There was a time. I don't know. There was a time that 1 is not equal 1. Sometimes you will see some numbers that works like that. I'm not sure. I forgot the numbers. I got that couple of days ago. Just don't know the value. For example, it's here. Just me slash short, for example, and let's show something. So I had to calculate this number, the number here, the percentage is here, right? And for some reason, the number is kind of like just something like this. There's a very small difference in value, and it breaks everything. It breaks the UI, so I had to make a new PR to fix that. Oh geez. Oh. Okay. And floating precisions here. Right, floating point is not always 100% accurate. Right. That stuff that I encounter. So let's see what happened here. Ooh, this is it, right? So 0.2 plus 0.1 is not 0.3. Absolutely not. Is it 0.3? No. Bullshit. Anyway, keep in mind this. I don't. Sometimes you may just like don't remember about this one. I think it's only it happened to a couple of languages. I used to work with another language that doesn't have this problem. So adding number and strings together. Well, there's some rules. It's very like weird sometimes. So if you add two numbers, the result will always number. Yes. Okay. So 1 plus 1 will always be another number, which is 2. And how about 10 divided by 2? So 10 is an integer, right? 2 is also an integer, and 10 divided by 2, you will see 5. So how about 10 divided by 3? You get a float. right? In Ruby, it's a little bit different. Ruby, which was written as our backend language, it actually return 3. So basically, it will take the first number and it will check the type of that. So it's integer divided by 3. You will get the integer part of the value of the result, which is 3 again. So be careful with this. Depending on the languages that you work with, the results may be a little bit different. But in this case, JavaScript is smart enough to give you 3.3 something. Okay. If we plus, we do a concatenation, or we do a merge between those two strings, the result will be a string concatenation, which is 110 and then 210, 20, right? 10 and 20, which is 1020. Let's see. Right, as expected, right? So it's treated as strings. How about this one? This is where no, it's also treated as string. Okay.
Okay.
How about this one? Same thing. Okay, same thing. A common mistake is to expect this to be 30, right? The result is this is wrong, so wrong. Okay, so I'm going to copy that. What the heck? What the hell? What the hell is that? Okay, so what is it? Z here. Okay, so this is what we want. No, it's not what we want. We want 30. So how do we achieve that? Well, a couple of ways. You can do it like this. And the result is that. Stop the autocomplete. Right? This one way, or you can use z equal to empty string, and then you can dot concat, and then this, or just this, maybe this dot concat x plus y. Same, right?
Okay.
Another mistake is to expect this to be similar. The interpreter work from left to right. It's just very similar to our calculator. Numeric string, all right? It can have numeric content. So y is a string, but it can convert. It's smart enough to, not really smart, but it is kind enough to sometimes treat it at a number. So for example, this, it works. Right? Sometimes it's smart, but don't depend on this too much. Be careful. Always be be careful with the type. Data type is always important. So this is a string. This is a number, and we have another one which is a decimal. Right? Number have two types: decimal or integer. This also work. Yeah. So thanks to this, sometimes I have a trick like this. If I want to convert a string like this to the number, the type number, I can do just this. Right, that's one trick that I usually use. Other other people that work with other language will say, "What the heck?" Right? Don't do. Usually you see like let a, for example, a equal to 100. Sorry, 100 string number or page, right? Page. Usually you see that, and then sometimes I do page multiplied by 1 in JavaScript, which I work with in Node.js. So
Yeah.
this is to convert the string. This is from the URL. Page equal 100 in URL. When you pass that, when you get that value from URL, it's always string. It's always string. Even though it's you see it as number here, but the machine, the framework or the language always treat it as strings. So we need to convert that to numbers. Otherwise, it may fail in some cases. Okay, this also work, but we don't do that. Font. Okay, not a number, none. So we have a method like this. Is none. Is it not a number? Is none. For example, 100 string. So return false. It is not a number. No, it's a number. That's right. How about this one? True. So this is not a number. This is a number, even though you see it as string, but it's smart enough to say, okay, this is a number. This is a number, but it's not type number, right? It's not type number. It's a number. It's not type number. All right, that's JavaScript for you. Sometimes it's a little bit hefty. You can do this to convert to a number. And isNaN is a function. It will return true or false to this to check whether that value is a number or not. Problem. Okay, watch out for NaN. If you use a not a number in mathematical operation, the result will also be NaN, not a number as well. So Z will be not a number. The result might be this one, NaN 5. Clear. Not a number is a number. What the hell? Type of not a number, return number. Okay, so we have a very interesting method or keyword here. This is to check the type of anything. For example, I want to check the type of a string like this. It's gonna return string, right? So how about 100 in string? Also string. So about 100, it's gonna return number, right? What about this? It's first time I check this. It's a number. Weird. Not a number is type number. All right. Interesting. Well, infinity as well. We have infinity, the positive infinity, and the negative infinity. Sometimes we want to find a maximum number, but we cannot really assign a certain number to be a maximum number because there's always be a case that there is another number that is bigger than that, right? So we can use keyword to define that as a big number. It's very helpful when you want to find the maximum number or the minimum number in a list, for example. Okay, division by 0 also generates infinity. Infinity is also a number. Okay. Hexadecimal. We don't use this. often, so let us spend time on that. By default, JavaScript display the number as base 10, which is cool, right? But you can use a toString to output the number from base 2 to base 26. Yeah, like this. So the number is 32, then convert it to base 36. So these are kind of like things that you don't have to know. You don't have to know. I don't know those because I like the time that I work with it like once or twice. I don't remember those. Okay, JavaScript numbers as objects. Let's skip this. I'll explain this in the future. Right, so we can do math, and we can do comparison between the. So this is object topic already. So I think it's finished. We finished the number. There's a couple of operators that we can use with number. For example, we have 100, right? I want to get the usually you will do something like this, and you want to get the remainder of the division here. For example, here you will get like 33.333 something. How about you want to get the decimal part? Okay. Not really the decimal, but you want to get the remainder. So for example, you can do like this to get the remainder. It'll be 1. So you get 33, 1 left. But you do the division. It's helpful. There's no way to get the integer part in one statement. You had to do something like it. Pass int to get the integer part, like 33, right? Or another way is to get the math floor, right? There's another way. Right, 2 ways. Get the integer part, get the lower value of. So for example, you have 33 and then 33.01 until you have 33.99999, right? As long as it's less than 34, then matplotlib will give you 33. So matplotlib we give you 33 always. Math ceilings D we give you 34. Okay, and these we use these function. We use this method a lot. Pass int to, for some, if we have like this, we want to get only the integer part. We can use matplotlib. We can use pass int. I usually use pass int. Yeah, I think that. What else? No, you can actually start playing with the numbers a lot. You already know function, right? Function like this, and I'm gonna say addition. Okay. So addition of 2 numbers, x and y. Then we're gonna return x plus y. I don't care about that. Just go away. Okay, so we can do addition here. 5 and 6. And it's gonna return 11 for you, right? So you can do a you can define as many functions as you want, and then you can put more complicated logic. For example, converting a a Fahrenheit degree to Celsius degree, for example, or convert a currency, for example, if you want to convert rup into dollars or Britain pound to US dollar, then you can define function. Then what you need is the input value and the rate, exchange rate. Then the output will be the results, like that. Well, for example, if I want to convert, right? If just that, then I need to have the input value. I need to have the currency, and then I need to know the exchange rate, and then I can do something returned. All right, so here we go. If just hit enter, can I hit enter? No, boy. Well, this function, if I have the currency, I can check whether it's US dollar to pound or from pound to US dollar, from Vietnamese dong to US dollar, and then I can select the appropriate rate for the value. So yeah, sometimes you want this. For example, yeah, you go to xe.com, please tablet exchange website. So here you will see a bunch of rates, right? Converted rates. It doesn't say rate. Here we go. So here the rate, and the other one, the reverse rate. So there you can use the rate here to put in the functions. So I'm thinking of making a very small application, like define a function that can convert, define a function that can convert a certain, maybe not a certain, but for example, from US dollar to euro, or from euro to dollar. This kind of interesting. So we start from small things. Very simple. Say, start from the simplest application first. USD to your how do you say euro, right? Equal. What's it right? It changed so fast. 1 US will be this much euro. Okay. How about the opposite? Just like 1 and then divided by that number. It's simple. So we can test it. You will see the different. There will be a difference, and that difference will be the commission for the exchange, right? So let's just forget about the commission. Let's use this syntax, use this logic to get the reverse, right? So we need to have function. I'm going to define function again. Convert USD USD to, this is a bad name, but anyway, euro. Okay. We don't know the rate yet, but we need to know the we already have the rate. We need to know the value. So input value, and then I'm gonna return input value multiply with multiplied by the rate. Okay. So now I want to convert $100 to euro. I will have 101 euro, something like that. So now if I want to convert euro to dollar, then I will have to define another function and do the same thing, right? Similar to this. How about making a function that do two stuff? So I'm gonna convert or just exchange USD and then exchange, how do you say, to exchange, right? And then we need the input value. I'm gonna call it value. And then the second one will be which one? The input value first. Which one is it? It should be currency input currency, or you can say input currency. And then the function will be here. If input currency is USD, then do something. Return if it's USD, then we're gonna return this value multiplied with USD euro. Okay. Else if input currency, it doesn't suggest me. Too bad. If input currency is euro, what happened? Returned value, or just divide it by USD euro. Okay. Else return say I cannot convert that, right? No way, I missed one thing. Function, and then I need to close it. This looks so bad. Okay, to format the code to make it look a little bit better. Okay, so it's changed. I want to change $100 to euro. So here we go. I want to exchange 100 euro to dollars. And there we go. If you want to exchange VND, 100,000 VND is Vietnam dollar is very small. So I want to exchange 100,000 to something, I don't know. I cannot convert that because there's no rule for that, right? So this is a very, very little app that can change. And the fact that these algorithms also work like that, but it's a little bit complicated because the rate changes constantly every second. So that's enough for numbers and strings. Tomorrow we will pick up arrays again, array again. Okay. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alzheimer's.
Okay. See you tomorrow, same time. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thanks.